Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm Marc from Incite. I just want to do a quick recap of day one at Incite. This is my first Incite. I've not been out here before. I've been prepared for the scale of the event before, but actually getting here, you just don't realise how big this place is until you actually get here. I think yesterday I'd walked 4 miles by 11 o'clock, and I think I closed off at about 7.5 miles by the end of the day, just backs and forwards.
You earned that lie down when
the
day's over.
I did. I was worried. I had a 2-week holiday in France eating French food and a week over in America eating American food. I've not been doing my exercise, and I was worried that that would have an effect. I think I'm probably okay, to be honest. So first of all, it's been fantastic. I've had a great first day. I've learned an absolute ton. I was really interested to see the introduction by Julia White. Really good to see all the information on diversity and inclusion. I'm really keen on seeing more of that in our industry. So that was a good thing for me to see, and then lots of tech stuff. I brought with me today 2 friends. I've got Marius and Marc. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, mainly because I can never say Marius' surname. So if you introduce yourselves, I'm keen to see what you thought of yesterday and what we learned.
Go ahead, Marc.
Oh, sure. So I'm Marc Anderson. I'm a Office Servers and Services MVP based in Boston with my own company with Julie Turner's Praxis Consulting. You probably didn't want to hear all that. So yesterday I thought was a pretty good day. I mean, one of the tough things as MVPs is we sort of get a little bit of a lead in to what's happening. So we don't get the as much as some other people. But if there was a theme that I saw, it's that and that's the kind of work that I do, of course, as well, is that the intranet is becoming richer and richer right out of the box. We're going to be able to do things for our clients, day zero that they wouldn't expect, which I think is really exciting. As a developer, that can be a little scary because it means that we don't have to build a bunch of stuff. But to me, that's a good thing. We can sort of let them do the commodity stuff like putting buttons in a row, and we can focus on the stuff that really makes a difference to the business. And so when I saw things like the improvements to some of the developer tools, what we saw this morning with the Microsoft Graph improvements, I think we're also seeing an acceleration in the way we'll be able to build those things that matter to the business. So I think it's all good stuff.
Yeah, I love that as well. I mean, even though I'm in a business where we provide our own internet solution, it's very exciting because actually it means we can do less and make use more of the tools that they get out of the box, and then we can present it right to the users. So even though it kind of redoes some of the stuff that we do, actually it's really nice to incorporate that, and it means that we can offer more as well by doing less.
And you can focus on the things where you're really adding intellectual property and special value to the business. And I think that's a win-win all around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Marius?
Hey, so I'm Marius Constantinescu. It's a bit difficult. It's a Romanian name. So I'm based in Lausanne, Switzerland, working for the IOC as an architect, also a fellow MVP with these guys for about going on 7 years now. My take, I think, if I have to sum up, would be artificial intelligence as the keyword. I guess Satya's message was AI first, basically joining up with the cloud first, mobile first. And I've seen this from on the pre-day where we had to work with Intune. I was doing the call management side, so Intune is getting more and more attention and the intelligence in it. Then in Windows Defender. And ultimately, we've seen that in intelligent meetings, part of the Teams has been already pumped over again. Julia White has been talking quite a lot of it and how to use it in our bots, for example. Cognitive services has gaining attraction in the last months, I would say, and it's quite a powerful service today. And for the SharePoint user, the OneDrive and SharePoint are becoming more and more in that. And Naomi already mentioned that as part of the new Microsoft Search unified experience. So these were my important takes, and I guess we can sum up that AI is becoming a thing, and Microsoft is their driver this, I would say, this year.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I guess over the last couple of years, a lot of the messaging has been around bots and AI, machine learning. I think it's been the key topic on the keynotes for a while, and the fact it's still there, that's definitely the big push. I mean, we've been doing a bit of it over the last few months as well, and I am actually blown away just how easy it is to get some of this stuff done. Just to set up some proof of concepts, get a bot going, get a Q&A built, to actually have the bot respond to you, just tying into things like the Vision cognitive services into Microsoft Flow. This stuff's got so easy. I remember doing this at university 20 years ago, and that stuff was seriously hard. Doing natural language processing, seriously hard. It's just become commoditized.
Well, and even if you were an early adopter in some of the Microsoft tech over the last few years, you probably are looking at some of these improvements and you think, man, we worked too hard. Because it's just, it's not necessarily easy, but it's getting easier.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost a challenge to come up with the ideas that match where the tech is.
Yeah.
You know, do you see clients who want to do things that can sort of think that far forward? And I think that's part of our role, is to try to help people understand how to bring this new stuff into their world and gain benefit from it.
I think so. It's a different world for me at the moment, because I've been doing a lot of stuff with Flow and Power Apps, and just seeing how easy we can build business applications using Flow, and quite complex ones that integrate lots of different systems, and that's blown me away. So the question for me now is, where does dev come in? Where does it fill in? It means that we're actually writing more interesting stuff with code, because we can do so much more complex stuff in these simple tools.
Right.
And then it's knowing when the two fit together.
True. Yeah, but I think we will see an explosion of applications bringing intelligence more and more into it. It's not probably that the developer itself sees it right now. We will be using this abstract layer of services. But as Marc said, that will also allow us, and I think that's where the Power Apps initiative has gone, allow us to focus on bringing value to the business rather than focusing on building the needs and grids of how do we connect and how. And graph session today was only going into that direction. It would be a lot easier to integrate with the data. Yesterday I've seen another session where they have been able to also bring in dynamics and just collect all the data from the organization and make that available fairly easily. And that's where I think where we are heading today.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a great day yesterday. I think there was a ton of stuff. Actually, some other takeaways for me was just how many updates and little improvements there is in Microsoft Teams. Just shows that there's a constant focus there. I think Teams is becoming more and more the new Outlook. I think people are going to start living in Teams a lot more. So I think they're going to quickly become the two key applications.
Do you think we're going to be able to get people out of email and into conversations instead?
I would like to. I mean, we have those conversations anyway with people, and it's moving into that. I still think it's going to take a while for the average user to move out of email. It's still the quickest, easiest way of getting a conversation done.
It's a habit for some people.
So I would love to see that happen, but I've been saying that 5, 10 years, 15 years, and I've given up hope on getting people out of email, but the more we can give them, hopefully the easier we can make it.
Yeah, with the email, I think is also the challenge of extra organizational connections. Even today, we still have that challenge there with Teams in the past months. I remember when we piloted that, although less than a year ago, when we didn't have the external users into Teams, that was a pain. Right now, that's already there, so that's a great advance. But already the conversations versus email, when you don't have the partners already in your inner circle, that's very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be huge. I think the admin and governance capabilities in Teams as well is going to be a major factor for larger organizations on rolling out and using it.
HR people can feel a little better about what's going on.
Absolutely. We'll see. Okay, great. Well, that's my take for yesterday. Thank you very much, Marc and Marius, for coming over to join me. And we're looking forward to another great day today, and hopefully a recap tomorrow night.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you.